have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this evening's live, although it does look a little bearish here, I'm going to show you why we have not broken down yet and we are still bullish unless we meet a very key level. If we do meet the 62.7 cent level and become bearish beyond it, that can start a short-term bearish thesis because you're below the mid-tier handle resistance that you want to be above right now, which falls at 62.7 cents as it continues down as the days go on. But that is not the overwhelming support we need to hold on this inverted head and shoulders. As long as we hold that 60.8 cent level, we will not invalidate this inverted head and shoulders thesis. But if that were to break and you were to get a back test or break the head formation at 594 approximately, that's how you would invalidate this current thesis. Right now, we talked yesterday, we wanted to hold the first tier at 637. Didn't happen. Second tier would be to make sure we backtest and hold now that handle support in the first attempt at the mid-tier breakout. And I know it sounds a little confusing if you're new, but for the ones that have been around for a while, simply put, all this, and it's actually the other chart, all this means, actually, where the heck is the chart? Right here. We put on the handle support, and we need to hold this right now. We fell out of the ascending triangle that when we were live yesterday, we didn't even know was there. Yesterday, we were down here trying to bounce. Well, it formed an ascending triangle resistance up here overnight at 66 cents. So when we were live yesterday, we talked about, yes, there's a mid-tier resistance at 66 to 67 cents that we have to get past. But we also need to hold certain key levels on a back test. And so far, we did not do it. But we have not broken down yet. Now, if we do get rejected on a back test of this ascending triangle, right now it's like 64.2 cents roughly, around that area. This is just suggesting that if we get rejected, we're going to come down in this area. Now, the 60.6 area, that's important to me because where you have this inverted head and shoulders, if we come below that, we're going to start to, kind of take real serious consideration of ruining this pattern. And actually, if I'm being more observant here, if I was going to say it's the end all be all, I think you could actually come down just in case you get a little bit of a more inverted arm here like we have. But this is the end all be all. Really, it's at 60 cents. Because what happened here is we have this inverted head and shoulders. And we're going to go through a lot of stuff here. But this is the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Now, the question is can it come down here and then bounce out? Because if it is the inverted right shoulder, we're looking for higher lows. Well, technically, if it were to fall something like this, you're not creating a lower low in the process. You're just reconfirming support. So we'll see exactly how this plays out. But you really don't want to fall down here. Like, if you fall down here, then you always have the chance of rejecting and then coming down to that 50 cent area, which is the bottom of this handle. So just remember, this mid-tier downtrending resistance, which is the handle resistance, but only from the body, the candle bodies. From the candle wick, from the wick, the resistance is actually up higher, as we know, and that's the breakout where we have to get above, and then that's where we would confirm a technical breakout. And then obviously that's $1.21. If you're new, it's not obvious, but that's what we'd be looking at. But right now, this mid-tier, you can't overlook this because it has created a resistance, and every time we're under this part of the body, like it started here with this part of the wick, this is the upper wick though. This started here, came through, then it came through the body as well of its formation. And if you're on the bottom of it, it can always open up a drop down to about 49.8 cents currently. Roughly around that area, so 50 cents. But if we want to hold this and we're kind of within the we don't know what's going on range, you got to hold 60 cents. Otherwise, we're going to put at jeopardy this inverted pattern. So right now, all we've done is invalidated. Not invalidated, but at least for now, that ascending triangle, it's being used very much so to tell us whether we're bearish or bullish right now in the immediate short term. But the extension area, as we know, as long as you don't fall below that 627 right now, you're fine. But it is acting as if there's a little more consolidation now because you fell into this range. So we just got to be careful that we don't ignite a drop back down, and it's quite convenient, isn't it? It's actually quite interesting where that falls. Now that I see this, I almost think it's a sure thing we're going to come down there for a second. Just look how this is. if we're being honest, if we come back up, get a rejection up here, and then fall, this is leading us right to the 200-day support in the 4-hour to confirm this pattern still bullish. Would you be surprised if we liquidated longs right before continuation? So let's just pay attention for that scenario to play out. That's what this is suggesting if we were to get a back test rejection. So let's just watch that. But that, as we know, is just going to be a normal blue because that's just a support or an area that we're about to come to on a target. But that lighter blue, that has to hold. If you start breaking, actually, you know what? It can come a little bit lower, but not much. Yeah, see, 599. It's got to hold that area. Otherwise, you're going to invalidate the structure. So a retest down doesn't hurt us. We've already kind of gotten the red light here about the pump going forward, at least in the immediate short term. But we're getting a green light at a possible consolidation to try to get a little more support. What this is telling me right here is we just didn't meet enough support. Now we got to come back down to demand. This is not bad. What it's also telling me is there had to have been a sleeping, there had to have been a smoking gun here overnight, and there was. And I haven't read this yet today, but XRP price 40, I haven't read it to the audience, so we're going to go over it live. But XRP price, 46 million XRP sell-off stirs speculation as price rebounds. So these were the whales selling off, and we'll go over this. So 42 million, or 46 million was sold off by whales. So obviously that led to a little bit of a drop in price. So what happened was whales took off 46 million, or re-uploaded 46 million from their private wallets, and then they ended up putting it into different exchanges. So what you want to see is you want to see them take it off the exchanges. So if they say 45 or 46 million XRP was taken from Binance and put into unknown wallet, that's bullish. When you see 46 million is taken out of unknown wallet and put on this such and such exchange, that's bearish for the immediate price action because you know they're looking for a sale. When it's put onto the exchange, they're looking to make money. When it's taken off the exchange, they're looking to accumulate, and they're looking to wait for the move to play out. So that gave us a bearish signal this morning, and that's why I said, uh-oh. But that's okay because we haven't broken down yet, and we won't break down until we break the levels I aforementioned. And then also, I think I want to talk about this as well because we've still talked about that move to 75 cents. So this kind of piggybacks off of what we're saying. So we'll read through this later on. XRP price predictions. Can bulls pump it again to 75 cents? Which is the technical breakout target, as long as we don't lose this very symbolic area on this chart, which I've redefined this, but you really don't want to break down past, it's about 594 right now. If we break down any farther than that 200-day, it could be a problem. So, but this is what we've actually created here in the longer scale. If we look at it from a longer scale, this is what we created. I can draw the shorter one in if we need to put it back into play, but we all know 594 was the back test, and it lines up so perfectly with the 200-day as you come down farther that if the 200-day broke, there's no reason for that target even. This expanded the pattern. So that 200-day is going to be a big deal. 59.4 cents is something, but we've really got to pay attention to the low support of the handle, because once that breaks, it puts you into dicey territory, really dicey territory. 597, unfortunately, brings you down pretty far, but it doesn't end everything because this head is at 57.28. So technically, to invalidate this, you'd want to come down all the way. And I could totally see them coming down to 59, 58, just because they can. And the one thing that makes me nervous here is the way it came up. The way it came up makes me nervous because what happens? When you go like this, it's more like a rising channel, which means you come down to the base. That lines up too perfectly with 608. So I told everybody this morning who was watching, if you're in a long, you did a great job because you capitalized on the higher low and you got that initial break, even if it was bearish, right? But now if you took that initial long, this might be the time to take your saving grace, let it reconsolidate and retest the bottom of this rising channel that was formed here because it was. We had our breakout attempt failed. So now if we just reconvene down here, then we can possibly push out, and I think it would make more sense. Now that I look at it, it probably makes more sense to do this because you got a lot of longs in here that are trying to make some easy money, and what better way than to liquidate them real quick and then just shoot out. So we'll look at all these possibilities going forward. And then obviously Bitcoin. As to me, Bitcoin right now is teetering on a close under 70K. But I highlighted this not just today, but yesterday as well. I'm anticipating a rebound to the downside for some consolidation here. And it looks like to me, if I'm guessing, it has to come down here to around 67,700, maybe, depending on how fast, 67,300. So I'm not surprised that we're consolidating right now. And this, by no means, invalidates this move. This only makes it stronger. This would just be another higher low. Just remember this. Just remember what's going on here. This is actually a great consolidation here if it does it. Because now you've got even more firepower going forward. You really do. You really do. It's amazing, but you really do that this could actually break up to 85,000 if it plays it right. And then you've got the ultimate, we're going to reverse very hard because of the structure we built it on isn't exactly great. And then you'd build a great handle from up there, but that's our line in the sand. If you can get over 73,620 and play it bullish, you're going to 85. More than likely. But that's a long way away in the prospects of what's going on right now. So I'm going to do the intro. But if you do appreciate what I do here, please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this live. By you hitting that like button and YouTube recommending this live, it allows us to push through the algorithm. And that means when somebody's searching through YouTube, through their feed, we pop up. The channel pops up. So if you see it in the feed, you're more likely, I know I would, I'd be more likely to click it. So out of sight, out of mind. So I greatly appreciate that. It'll help us expand the audience. So without that being said, I'm going to get into the intro. I appreciate everybody tuning in, especially the members of Tom's Army who allow me to do this. And a special shout out to Elsie, watching in the audience, one of the members of Tom's Army's daughter. Big fan of the show. Big fan of the show. So a special shout out to you. Thank you so much for your support. And I know your dad's going to buy you XRP because it's the right thing to do. So that's just what he's going to do for your investment into the future. And if it's a bad buy now, the good news is you're young enough to where you can buy it when it's 50% off even. So even if it's a bad buy at 63, you can keep buying it at 53, 43, 33, 23, 30, you know, whatever happens. So that's how we're going to approach it. So with that being said, let's get into the intro. So good evening, 6:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, March 26th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. It's very windy out today, too. Otherwise, I might have done the live outside because it's kind of nice outside. But it is very windy. Julie said Mary Poppins is going to show up soon. It's so windy. So that's very true, though. It's very windy. So I thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much for all the likes already. We're doing a fantastic job there. Let me just get into some of the comments. As I like to say, hello to as many people as I can, and then we get into this because we've got a lot to talk about. But actually, I've talked about a lot already. See? I don't make anybody waiting. I've been doing a lot better job on the start of the lives where I can get through all of the information that I need to get through. So, and then we start going from there. Black Ox, welcome in. I greatly appreciate you tuning in, my friend. Any news on the XRP fines? What do you think they will settle for? Well, we know that the SEC is asking for $2 billion in fines. I don't necessarily think that's even close to what's going to happen. So now we're looking for the bar to be set, and this is the crazy thing. Because they said $2 billion, anything under $2 billion in fines is going to be a win for Ripple. So see what they did there? They made it very easy for Ripple to come out on the upper hand. But I don't think it's going to be anywhere near that, if any. Kyle, welcome in. Cape Cod, Kyle. Appreciate you tuning in, my friend, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for many, many, many months. This case should have been over. Yes, it should have been over for 3 years, my friend. Yes, it should have. Crypto Bob, welcome in. I appreciate you continuing to tune in. Brave Sigma, Puentes, John Hall, welcome. Light Switch Tom, welcome in, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Mo and UK Phil, thank you both so much for being in Tom's Army for 3 months with the XRP Meteor. At least 3 months. I think that's the 3 to 6 month badge. Black Ox says, anybody see that head and shoulders? Looks like the Quasimodos. It very well could. That's what we're trying to invalidate, my friend. That's what makes us nervous that we can come back down to 50 cents to retest the handle support, is if we can invalidate that very structure you speak of. Mark Caston, welcome in. Wales, Josie Wales, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for, it's at 412. There is no way XRPH is there right now. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Holy shit, it's up to 3.8 now. Damn. Holy shit. Whoa, you weren't lying, my friend. Just out of curiosity, anybody jump on XRPH when I talked about it? Because even now, if you sell out, I mean, look at that. I told you this is a micro cap. It's all about when you talk about it, but obviously there's going to have to be some level of consolidation, but it's up 40% today. Holy wow. Love it. My man, Big Mac. My man. I got 22,600 at about 2.5 myself because I picked up a little more when I consolidated yesterday at 2.8, as I told everybody this morning. But I've been trying to buy every day, not Julie. XRP Healthcare is up 40% today.
Is it really?
Yep. Tanya May, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Appreciate that. We're going to look at HBAR today because it's something. You're staking yours for 6 months, Big Mac. Probably not a bad decision because this chart's going to take some time, but that's why I said a lot of people come in here and they misrepresent what we do. We don't just own XRP. Yes, XRP is the one that I look forward to the most because it's the one that got me into crypto, and I believe it has the most utility case. But you sit on XRP, you buy it in the bear market, and then you don't worry about it. Because a lot of people say all these other tokens are running, so XRP, then you don't have to worry about that. You can be part of the other tokens running. You just have to have your set funds towards XRP and sit on it, which is all I've ever been teaching. It's all I've ever been teaching. So now we can be excited. I can't think of another crypto that's down right now that's bringing you 46% today. Like I'm telling you, I sleep for the sleeping giants. WaxP, I'm still pissed at myself, but like I said, I'm not going to be real mad because I was starting to divert my attention to XRP Healthcare with what I knew. But WaxP I brought to everybody's attention at 7.2 cents. So this is going to be big for the Gaming Con. Same thing with Gala, but WaxP I brought. Never talked about before until 7.2, and now that's up better than 35% right now in about a week. But XRP Healthcare is definitely taken by storm here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So let me continue with the audience. But that's what I'm saying. Are we mad that XRP is down 1.25? I'm not mad because I'm waiting for this to play out. So much. And I know what's going to happen eventually. I do. I really do. Because I know the 77-month consolidation. It's undeniable what's happened since all-time highs. Crypto Bob, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, I love your energy, buddy, in the community. I appreciate that. We've worked very hard in this community to build it into what it is right now. We really have since 21. JW, welcome in, and thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Mr. Anthony Carter, hashtag Mother Second Choice, welcome in, and thank you for tuning in the Outback somewhere. Hashtags M2C Mother Second Choice in the comments. That's our professional in the bands who actually lets us use his music. Seriously, it's unbelievable because I was not very big when he allowed me to do that. And now, you know, it might be good advertising, but back then it definitely wasn't. Such a humble guy, though. I really appreciate that more than you know. Angela Dean, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge. It's a 589 moon badge, that is. Tanja, welcome in. Been buying for a while up to 18,180 XRPH. Excellent. Wait a minute. Yeah, that says 18,180, right? Or does that? Unless you meant to put a zero, and that's 18,180,000. If so, we've got a friend in the house. Either way. Welcome in, Tanja. Yeah, but there's not one more zero, so it could be interpreted as... Freddie D, welcome in. I'm behind in the stream, by the way. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. you can comment from being behind and I'll try to comment. And then by the time it gets to where you're at, you're going to get your information. So you can't lose there. Except the fact you won't hear this for 7 minutes. Devin, or D the Dude. Devin, welcome in. Thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year and being a mod as well with the I Told You So badge. I hear Uphold only allows $25,000 withdrawal daily. That is true. That's all you can do. Instant withdrawals per day is 25,000. So that is becoming a liquidity problem for Uphold, as some have explained. Especially when we get into a major bull run. What happens if you're one of them who throws in $7,000 and it gets up to 70 or 100,000 and you're looking to sell and put it back into your bank or do something? I mean, that's definitely why we have to watch out for different liquidity factors as well. You know, try to, like what I did, and it might sound stupid, is I even opened an account on Kraken because it's legal in the USA. And all I'll do is I'll send crypto there from BITUNIX if I want to sell. And I will send it to Kraken and I will sell it and be able to send it to my bank account. And that gives me another liquidity hub. The only thing is you have to do a KYC to do bank accounts in the USA. So just, if you're trying to get it to the bank account, but that is an alternative that I've started to do, trying to find exchanges that allow me the liquidity to get it out of my account and into a bank if I want to. Other way I found, and this is not advised, but if you're in the USA on Cash App, if you're in a crunch, you can buy Bitcoin, and I hate doing it as much as you do and paying the fee. But if you're in a crunch, you can buy Bitcoin, send it to your Cash App, Bitcoin, sell it, and then put it back into your Cash App, and then you can withdraw it in an ATM with your Cash App card. Or send it to your bank. That's another alternative if you're in the USA. So, I mean, you got to be real sly when it comes to crypto when you make some real gains. Trust me, I know. It sucks. It really sucks. XRP Ricky Ripple, welcome in, and thank you so much for the $9.99 donation. I really appreciate that, and for being in Tom's Army as well for over, let's see, the Meteor is over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Oh yeah, and I hope your daughter enjoyed the intro. So thank you for that. And both of you, actually. I appreciate both of you. Let's get through this, though, because we got to get into this. There's a lot. Simon, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. It sure is day, and the ground that I'm standing on here is my face superimposed on that emoji badge. It really is. Yeah, the big red numbers for XRP. We're on the wrong side of things right now for a little bit of a drop. It is hard in Canada. It really is. Big Mac said no brainer. Yeah, that XRPH, 100 million circulating supply. It's trying to become advancement in the digital sphere when it comes to digital pharmacy and healthcare. And there's already 56 million roughly tokens in supply. And like I said, I didn't talk about this for so long, even though I really wanted to, because I'm not an idiot. I didn't do it. A lot of the other YouTubers did. They brought this to everybody's attention when they got excited with the, and this isn't affiliated with Ripple. I see a lot of false news. Ripple is not affiliated with this project. That's not why I bought it. I bought it because it's on the ledger, and they're tackling something that's supposed to grow to about 31.7 trillion. And I've been doing a lot of research in this department for the last 6 months. This part of the economy is expected to balloon to 31.7 trillion, which is the digital pharmacies and urgent cares. Instead of going to your doctor or pharmacy, it's all going to become digital. XRP Healthcare decided to tackle that head on in third world countries for some time now, and it's expanded into the USA now. You can get it on the Google Play Store as the innovations being created in front of our very eyes. But they're tackling a problem that's going to be supposedly a $31.7 trillion market in 2031. So to me, I've been watching this since I seen some people bring it up on YouTube. Thank them. But they told me to buy it up here at 15 and 17 cents. I'd be over. I may never capitalize on that price. So I decided to wait until I seen the first monthly reversal to where I thought it was for real. And once we got this expansion, I was very clear. Expansion means we have a chance at breakout. To me, never had expansion all the way through. And then it came down to 1.7. I did not buy it until 1.9 on that wick, because I didn't catch it at that exact moment. But I bought it 1.9 to 2.4 to 2.8 to 2.4 to 2.5 to 2.2, because 2.8 was the last one, to get about a 2.48 average roughly. That's what I say. It's probably lower, but that's what I say because I know it's not possibly any higher than that, not even by a long shot. But I got 22,600 and some change tokens. So I've been watching it for a reason. I've been very clear. We're trying to break out of this for the first time in how many months? And I have a technical target. I'm not bashful. I'll show the targets. It's up to 5.8 if it plays out properly. I thought this was just a no-brain, bring it to the audience where it was at now. Back then, I thought it was a no-brainer to not talk about it because nobody would buy it. And if they did, they'd be down 90%, or who God only knows where it would end up. But this is why I get excited on a daily basis. This is on the ledger. So a lot of people that hold XRP are not even aware that that's even there. This is like having a velo on the Stellar. You know, one that broke up very high. Imagine this gets back up to 15 cents. I mean, we're waiting for XRP to do all this stuff, but in reality, in our backyard, we've got a sleeping giant that has a lot more capability from the price it's at than what we could ever hope for XRP in the short term. We're talking about 100 million circulating supply here. That's been beaten down by 90, 99%, almost 95%. And 54 or 56 million are already in supply. So the longer you wait, it's almost inflationary to wait now. Now that over half are in circulation, it's pretty crazy that nobody in modern day terms talks about this. I understand a lot of people talked about it back in the day, but why are so many people so shy about talking about things in the right moment? Or giving up on something when it... So what? You made a bad call about where to buy it. It doesn't mean you made a bad call about the product itself. If not for these people putting their necks on the line, I wouldn't even have heard about it, and I'm XRP future millionaire. If not for some of the people in the comments talking about it and revitalizing it in my mind, like, there's been a few, but they revitalized it in my mind a few months ago, and although I didn't talk about it then, somebody brought it up, and I'll give them credit. I don't even know, I can't remember who it was, and this should hardcore retrace if we want a continuation here. We'll figure it out later, but somebody brought it back up to me, and God bless them, and I almost talked about it then. They were so on the money right here in this monthly. Where's it at? Let me go back to this one. In the monthly, they were so on the money right here. They brought it back up in November of 23. And you know why I say that's on the money? That was the first chance to create an expansion zone. Yeah, it failed, but it ultimately created our expansion. Because from that point on, that became our swing high to our swing low. And once we busted it, we knew a breakout. And that was such an important candle because it told you, even though it's going to sneak bearish, technically we're more bullish than bearish in this area. Yeah, we had a little bit of a sell-off, but look how the volume dipped when we did it. And now we're trying to push out. It's trying to tell us we're starting to break down in sellers here. So whoever brought that up a few months ago is just indebted to me because it allowed me to keep watching it since November again. Because it was one of those set it and forget it. When I seen it up here, I'm like, oh my God, people are going to get hammered. I'm out. I can't even... Because if you talk about it back there, then nobody buys it when it's at the real prices. You're talking, it was up at 18, 20. Actually, it was higher. Because when other people were talking about it, it was up at like 35 cents. Let me be honest. Because it was 35, 40 on some exchanges. People were excited. But I believe what probably happened, there's a lot of YouTubers talked about it. And they probably got a little something on the side, if I'm thinking correctly. And it allowed a big boom, and then they all just dumped out at the end. And now we get... I like to pick up the pieces. The first piece I picked up, and you're just talking about from that 20 cents, the first piece I picked up at 1.9, you're talking about 90. This is where I like to shop. So, it's where I like to shop. I do my shopping when it's cheap. But yeah, so I'm just grateful that so many people were able to take advantage of it. Very hard to buy in the USA. I'm still actively working with an exchange to try to figure out how the hell we're supposed to do this because, well, I'm not working with the exchange. I'm trying to figure it out on my own with the exchange, like doing it myself. But this particular exchange doesn't allow you to do deposits through the USA, but they don't allow you to do a KYC at all. So you have to deposit and withdraw to another exchange or from another exchange, which is fine by me. That's what I do on BITUNIX. Because I don't want to do a KYC. But I'm trying to figure that out as well. So people can buy XRPH in the USA. It's just a pain in the ass. Yeah, EO, yep. EO, the only reason I can buy it is because I had signed up for MEXC last year before they made it restricted to new users. They still fully support old users from the USA, but they won't take on any more since sometime late last year. So fortunately, I was already signed up, so I don't need to do any shenanigans or VPN or anything like that. But I've never done a KYC there either. So if you can get on MEXC, it's on MEXC. So that's in the video description below or pinned comments just in case. And then obviously BITUNIX. If we do have a retracement here, make sure you have your liquidity in order. And I'm not saying to hold the money on the exchange. What I'm saying is to get some funds over there. And then when it's high times of volatility, you can buy XRP or a crypto of your liking because there is the lowest spot and leverage trading fees in the USA. And I know that for a fact because on Uphold and some of the other ones I use, but Uphold in this case, I tried to buy $1,000. Well, didn't try, but I did a comparison of 1,000 XRP, $1,000 worth of XRP. I got 51 less XRP if I were to have pulled the trigger there compared to BITUNIX, which came out to a $37 and some change fee on the in and out. So that's 74 bucks. So try to take advantage of the exchanges that we're not getting ripped off. That's what I'm starting to do. I'm not saying hold all your stuff there. I still have my XRP in a cold wallet. But I'm saying buy it so you don't get bent over. Take that money and buy XRPH on another exchange. The money you save. That's in the pinned comments and video description below. Some people think I should be paying like an ad. They should be paying me to say this. I disagree. You know why? Because if I can get you to the right spot, I would say indebted. Some people are going to send a donation for me just for sending them an exchange that's not ripping you off. So just pay attention to what we're talking about here. And then obviously what I'm nervous about in this live is that we're going to come down to 60 or about 60 cents. Because when you create a rising channel in an essence and you can't confirm the breakout like we did or like we failed to, like we proved that we couldn't, boom, 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 bam, dead, rejected down. This would just be the restart. That's all. This is still very much valid. I'm just saying, very much valid. An exchange, yes, use video description below. If you're in the UK, absolutely use MEXC. That's where I buy it right now. I'm just fortunate because I'm in the USA and I already had an account there before it was banned for USA users on new signups. UK, it's fully supported. It fully supports MEXC and they have no spot fees right now. So if you can get on, they have literally. That is the number one choice if you could. We just can't do it in the USA. So we have to go to the next best alternative in the USA with BITUNIX. So definitely take advantage of that. Let's see. Man, there's a lot of cool people in the audience tonight. But I know we're excited here this evening. And there's so much more to be excited about. XRP as a whole. Yeah, that's what we love the most. But think of the ledger. They gave XRP Healthcare the platform. And not just that, XRP Healthcare, when you go through it, the white papers, it's pretty insane. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Matt Holden, can you tell everybody the wallet that you use, please? Oh, it's available in Ireland too on MEXC. Excellent. Wait a minute. Or BITUNIX are you talking about? Simon, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I need it to go to 53 cents. Big buy for me. My friend, if we get rejected here at this yellow line right here where my X is, at 627, if we were to get rejected, the likelihood is once you lose that 59.9 cents, you're probably going to come all the way back down to this rising or the handle support. The only thing that would stop you from coming back down there would be if we somehow, actually it's about the same area though. See, 55.4. So 55 cents could hold you. It's not the same area, but I'm saying it's the same area as what happened twice before. I know I need to correct myself, but boom. And then if it does this again, that would be the third time. Support. This is the first time that it started to show the inversion. That's why we say that could be a bottoming pattern. Because you had the left arm had created a higher low. And even as of right now, if the daily closes here, it's still a higher low. Look where it's at. We're still in a higher low setup, which is still what we have to pay attention to. We have not broken down yet. By a long shot, folks. And thank you for that $1.99 donation, AI Vids. I greatly appreciate that. But we haven't broken down yet. You know why? I'll show you why. And even if you don't look at the numbers and you just look at the formation, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and out. So as long as we have this low, higher low, did he break it?
The volume.
Oh.
I gotta turn it down.
But he kept the power button? Oh, good. So you see what I'm saying? As long as we don't make a lower high, we're fine. Even if we come down here to the 200-day, that's still a higher low. Who turned that light on? Scarlett, can you turn that one off, please? Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, it just that one flashes right in my eyes when I'm, you know that how that one is. Thank you. Yeah, XRPH is available on BitTrue, but unfortunately, new users are not allowed there. I tried. In the USA, it restricts because of my IP because I'm in the USA. All these suggestions are fantastic. I wish I could use that site because you know what else I discovered? And this you're not buying crypto from here, but while we're on here, I think I have and this is something invaluable. I don't think I have the Play Store activated right now, do I? Darn it. But all right, so if you go to CoinGecko, I wonder if it'll do it if I just do it from the, but if you go to CoinGecko and you type in your coin, it'll tell you every exchange that these things are on. So I think it's pretty cool. Like, so exchanges. So we can do it like this. So go to CoinGecko. You don't even have to download anything. So let's just say XRPH. This is invaluable. I found this the other day while I was just kind of looking through. So look, you say exchanges for XRPH. It shows you every exchange that it's on. Wait a minute, what the hell is this? That's not for XRPH. Is it? I was going to say it's not on that many. Because it's only on 4, but it shows the exchanges. So if you're ever looking for the exchanges, that stuff is on, just go to CoinGecko and then type in your asset, and it'll tell you all the exchanges it's on. Just FYI, a little bit of info from me to you. But if I look at it just from my phone and I type in XRPH, and then I go to exchanges, because it's on the app, it's a lot easier. It only shows it for me on Albank, MEXC, Bitmart, and BitTrue. Those are the 4 that it shows me on. Ironically, none of the 4 allow new USA users. Except Albank you can without doing a KYC. They don't allow a KYC, which to me is actually a benefit. But yeah, I'll talk about that more if it ever comes to fruition where I can figure that out. But that's what we're talking about with XRP. I know it's been a lot of stuff. I know it's been, wow, 38 minutes already. That is craziness. So that's XRP and stuff right here. We're still looking at the XRP Bitcoin pairing. As look what's happened here now. This is another reason why you can get a little nervous. The fact that we broke this down, this would suggest, let's just say we do get a back test. I mean, where's the pairing going to come to? Is it really going to have a big breakdown like that? Like I would almost say, though, because of where it's at, we can get a unified understanding here of what's about to happen. We already know we got a full hit of resistance, full hit of support here, so I'm almost feel better about taking it from there. Just say we break down somewhere there. I mean, you're talking about a retracement here. I mean, maybe that is suggesting what we're talking about because we've definitely broken down out of this area, at least for the pairing. So we haven't invalidated everything, but that's pretty interesting that this is broken down this area. If we would have broke up, we were talking about a technical move up of 1046. Well, if we talk about everything as an opposite reaction, you know, technically, if we're talking about the base of this thing, I mean, it could bring a little bit of a downturn here. I'm not trying to bring the bearish momentum or the bearish energy here, but if it does break down, there could be a little bit of a correction here. That would probably incite a drop down on XRP to that 50 to 53 cent area. If it fell down like that, see, this shifted very quickly. Now, I'm hoping that this is just an overzealous push down, and that this is actually going to be like kind of like a new support structure, and I'll show you what I mean. Because technically, you could say, well, we came here, we're trying to come through here, and maybe that's the new uptrend we're trying to form, which would be great, because I don't want to have these out there. Keep it down there just for reference. But maybe it's creating this, and maybe that's just a, over drawn out little touch of support, because we are back into overbought in the 4 hourly. So we'll see. But it's definitely interesting that the XRP Bitcoin pairing took a drop like that, to that extent. Couldn't even confirm the breakout, got rejected by the 200-day, and back down we go. Jordan, you tried Outbank. Please let me know what happened. Please let me know what happened, because that, I don't have much experience with that one. I've been trying here recently, but I have no concrete point of view yet until I can figure this out. It took me 9 months to really talk about BITUNIX, so it's going to take me a while before I feel comfortable with something. Oh yeah. I want to talk about HBAR real quick. Then we got to do some reading. We got to see what the hell the whales were doing today. But HBAR is up 3.4% to 12.08 cents. HBAR beautifully, unfortunately, came up to our resistance. It came all the way up to 13.2. Like, a lot of people, I hear them say technical analysis doesn't matter. Everything follows Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. We've heard it all. But without technical analysis, how would you have known? I mean, I obviously knew that this was going to happen up here. We've had this out since before it moved. It gave us the pattern very early. So now, logically, if we did have a breakdown, this would have to come all the way back down to the uptrend at about 968. You do have a slight chance of holding 10.2, but now what we're going to want to see in the 4 hourly, our first chance to hold would be the 20-day here at about 11.5. But then if it doesn't hold at 11.1, you got to hold 11.1 here. These are exhaustion candles, though, unfortunately. So unless we clear out properly and get some more consolidation for a further move up, you're more than likely trying to find a new support zone. When you exhaust like this, you're more than likely trying to find a new support zone, and now the onus is on you doing technical analysis to try to figure out where that could be. A Bitcoin drop to 67,700 tells me it's probably at 11.1 cents. Or 11 cents. Let's just say 11 cents. So if Bitcoin does come down to the uptrend that we're talking about, that tells me that that would probably be 11 cents. If Bitcoin did in fact rotate like we talked about yesterday, and now it's rotating. And if it comes down to this uptrend, and I put it in orange because it's you must hold this, that's like 67,400. So if that's the case, we know crypto's about to correct. Not huge. It's not a huge correction by any means. But don't be surprised if you had an overzealous wick down to 66.60 to use it as support one last time. So that's what I'm looking at for crypto. That's what I'm looking at for crypto, because I think that's important. Whale says L-Bank is my go-to for XDC, Casper. There's something else too that I've seen, but good. I'm glad that L-Bank is trustworthy there. That's what I need to see. That's what I need to see from some of the audience members for sure. XDC, Casper, Algo, and XRPH. Thank you for that, Whales. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Esteban, thank you so much for the $9.99 donation, as well as first YouTube Super Chat. I greatly appreciate that, friend. I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. Lonzo, welcome in. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. And let's see, who was that just said? Jack. He says, I'm from, I think that's Ireland. So Jack Smith, welcome in from Ireland. If it's not, I am sorry that I'm a jackass, but, I tried my best. How about transferring over a Bitcoin address on Coinbase? I hear the 50,000 is the withdrawal amount on their daily, so maybe you could add some on your daily. Maybe. I've never used Coinbase. I'm afraid to. I don't like their liquidity problems. That's just me. Coinbase and Binance, I wouldn't touch with a 37,000-foot pole. But that's just me. I'm not a financial advisor, so really, what do I know? I just don't feel comfortable with those two. Vincenzo uses Coinbase. He's not had any problems with it. Old Vincenzo loves it. Cheap fees. He uses it to play on online casinos back in the day. So, he trusts it. It's good enough for me. But it makes me a little nervous. Very true, Wales. I could see that. So let's read this real quick. So how come are we bearish? As we're getting closer to the later stages of this live, let's be honest. XRP price, and the reason we're flipping bearish here is the whales are selling off. 46 million XRP sell-off stirs speculation. As price rebounds, what's next? SHX is looking bullish. We're going to look at that today. I've got some liquid cash here, so we'll see. As I said, I've been storing some liquid cash up here. So XRP, a cryptocurrency backed by Ripple Labs, noted whale activity worth 46 million tokens, fueling speculation as XRP price jumped. And I have a newfound vendetta right now because I'm looking for things on the ledger right now that I think are small cap, or you can call them micro cap, with low circulating supplies that are actually trying to fight something in the future going forward. So if anybody has anything, like I found XRP Healthcare some months ago, but just started talking about it because it was the right time, and now we're up big already in just 9 days. But please email me to strutrugali@gmail.com. That's strutrugali@gmail.com. That's strutrugali@gmail.com. If you think you know of a hidden gem or a hidden secret or a token that's so undervalued on the ledger, and I'm not talking Solo or Quorum or the big guys that are on the ledgers that own their own Solo. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about one like XRP Healthcare that really goes under the radar, and it just happens to be utilized on the ledger, and it's something that's supposed to be tackling a problem that ends up being about a $31.7 trillion boom by 2031. I'm trying to find something now that in the next few years, we're going to be like, holy shit. Like, I love XRP, but there's some stuff on the ledger that I have not seen yet, or that I don't even understand yet, that are the sleeping giants of the bunch. XRP, let's look at it this way. XRP is the hub, but what runs within the hub, maybe not in price, but from where it starts, could be that monumental move that we may have missed from XRP from when it was at 0.000 cents. And this could be our second chance. Or maybe we wish we had XRP at 2 cents. But now, you know what I'm saying? Yep, Stellar, yes, and SHX on the Stellar Network. It sure is, and that's why I'm very interested in it. Very interested in it. It's extremely undervalued, too, is saying about SHX. We're going to look at that after we talk about this. So anybody wants to watch this, we have 141 people. I'm so shocked when we have this many people when it's so bearish. It speaks to the strength of a community. And like the one message I want to pass on to everybody here is I'm here for the ones, and the ones who watch here and the ones who have been here understand this. We're actually trying to do something. See, we're not here sitting here just speculating. We're not sitting here being pessimistic or trying to put everybody down. We're really a loving community here that's trying to advance and try to grow together. We're trying to build the bridges together. We're trying to have that unified love and the positivity, not the hate. We're not the victim, we're the winner. Positivity over negativity. Because you don't want somebody coming in here afraid to give some information. Imagine if our community was so toxic that somebody tried to put a comment like SHX and they blew them out the water. I see that all the time in other communities. What do you mean SAX? We're talking about XRP. And they get them to run away. And then you go back a year from now or 2 years and you're like, wait a minute. Why did we blow that person off? That's what I mean. You have to bring everybody around to stay around. It's not just XRP. XRP is a big hub, but that's not all what brings us all together. I don't own 13 or 14 other assets for no reason. I have XRP for the long haul. That doesn't mean we can't become extremely wealthy in between and then cap it off with XRP, period. So XRP whale shifts for nearly 46 million coins to sexes, stirring speculation. XRP market dynamics paint a bullish portrait today as XRP price soars are mirroring the bullishness. So XRP, a cryptocurrency backed by Ripple Labs, curated a tidal wave of inferences among crypto market traders and investors today as its price rebounded substantially following the recently witnessed crypto market corrections amid the substantial upward momentum noted by XRP nearly 46 million tokens were shifted in the past 24 hours to SEXs, raising concerns over the Ripple-backed tokens price action ahead. So I just want to go on. We already know about what's going on with the SEC, but I want to talk about this. So according to the insights revealed by the blockchain tracker Whale Alert, 46.25 million coins were shifted to SEXs, Bitstamp, and Bitso via 2 transactions in the past 24 hours. The first transaction showcased 24 million coins transferred to Bitso, a Mexico City-based SEX, whereas the other transaction illustrated 22.25 million coins shifted to Bitstamp, a Luxembourg City-based SEX. Notably, both transfers were done by the unknown wallet address RZN, as reported by CoinGate Media earlier. The same address shifted colossal amounts of tokens to the same SEXs over the past few days. Intriguingly, this recurring phenomenon emerged soon after Ripple's strategic stake acquisition and the above-mentioned SEXs, stirring speculation over the whale sell-off coming as an effort to regulate the token's market supply. Meanwhile, XRP primarily traded in the green, but it ended up happening. It ended up following a price dump. So we had a spring up to 66 cents, but the price ended up dumping down. The important part was what we were talking about, the whale movement, because those whales front ran the next move. And as we know, the whales uploaded those onto the exchanges, and what followed? We went from 66 plus down to under 63 cents. Now we're just over 63 cents. And then I want to read this very quickly. So XRP price prediction. Can bulls pump it again to 75 cents? XRP price found support at 56.85 cents and started a fresh increase. The bulls could gain strength that they managed to push the price above 65.60, which we tried once, but we failed. XRP found is attempting a fresh increase from the 56.8 cent support zone. The price is now trading above 63 cents in the 100 simple moving average 4 hourly. So it's key we hold 63, and we know the importance of that level. Right now 627, but it's right in that range. There is a key bullish trend line forming with support at the 64.4 cent on the 4 hourly, while we fell under that. The pair could start a fresh rally if we can close, but it's not closing above 65.60, so we have to put that off as well. After a major decline, XRP price, and I know there's still 41 minutes, but don't shoot the messenger. Sorry, it's too far gone. XRP price found support near the 56.85 cent level. A low was formed at 56.85 cents, and the price started a fresh increase like Bitcoin and Ethereum. There was a move above the 58.5 cent and 60 cent resistance levels, which is still a very important support zone at 60 cents, I must say. The price cleared the 23.6% fib retracement level of the downward wave from the 74.42 cent swing high to the 56.86 cent low. The bulls pushed the price above the 64 cent resistance zone, only to see it come falling back down. Ripple's token price is now trading above 63 cents in the 100 simple moving average 4 hourly, or on the 4 hour. On the upside, immediate resistance is near 65.6 cent zone, which held firm. It is close to the 50% fib retracement level of the downward wave from the 74.42 cent swing high to 56.86 cents. Still very bullish right now. We just haven't broken out. The first key resistance is near 70 cents, above which the price could rise toward the 73.2 cent resistance. A close above 73.2 cent resistance zone could spark a strong increase to the next resistance is near 74.4. Man, this is like reading from my own chart. I love these numbers. If the bulls remain in action above the 74 cent level, resistance level there could be a rally toward 80 cents. Man, I'm liking this even more. Any more gains might send the price toward the 82 cent resistance. Those are absolutely perfect resistance zones if we were able to break up bullish out of the bullish handle. The handle to get out bullish, you have to get over that 74.40 resistance, FYI. That happens to be perfectly tailored to the handle resistance right now. If XRP fails to clear 65.6 cent resistance zone, which so far it has, it could start another decline. Initial support on the downside is near 64 cents, which we failed. And then the next major support is 62 cents, which we've held so far. If there's a downside break and a close below 62 cents, the price might accelerate lower. In the stated case, the price could retest 56.85. But remember, the 59.9 cent crucial support level that could still keep the inverted head and shoulders from being invalidated, but that's about as low as you're going to want to go. 4 hourly, the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence for XRP USD is now losing pace in the bullish zone. 4 hourly RSI, relative strength index, the RSI for XRP USD is now above the 50, which is bearish. Major support levels, 64 to 62 cents and 56.85 cents. Major resistance, 65.6 cents, 70 cents, and 74.4 cents. Very, very important information to push against our own before we leave. So just pay attention to everything we've talked about in this live. With XLM, because we've talked a lot about XRP, I hope that all helped. We've talked a lot about HBAR, but I want to go into XLM very quickly at 13.8 cents. It's teasing a reversal candle for Stellar. For XLM, we're absolutely teasing a breakout candle. It is what it is. That's a long leg doji. If we can have an engulfing candle, which would be fantastic. Oh my God, if we close here, it'd be very engulfing. If we get a close here by XLM, we are super bullish. I mean, super bullish. We have a golden cross we're trying to bounce off of. And this 4 hourly engulfing candle right now is it's at the swing high right now. That would be an engulfing candle to the about as high as you'll ever see out of this into the next 4 hourly. Well, right now, if this wants to be a breakout candle, so right now in this candle, that's considered a long leg doji. You're basically evenly squeezed in the middle. Equal wicks on both sides. For this to be a bullish candle, you're going to want to see something like this, and they call it an engulfing candle. So you want to see this price close by the end of the day, anywhere between the 11, or the 13, somewhere 13.8 and higher. If you're up at 13.8 or higher, you're going to get a close. And this next candle is going to start right here, but it's going to start filling up already right when it starts. You're going to get a completely filled body. So basically, I'm a terrible drawer. But what you would see if you want this to be bullish is you want an engulfing candle. So you'd want this next candle to look something like this. And it'd be filled in. Right? You want something like that. That's extremely bullish. And then you're just trying to close above the high on that candle. And then you're extremely bullish. So basically, you'd want the next high or the next close to be formed so you'd have a higher low than that candle. If you have a higher low right now than 13.89, we are incredibly bullish. Incredibly bullish. Brett, don't be a dick. That's a good question. There's a lot of info, but why are we here for the live? That's why I want you guys here. This is free information. Now he doesn't have to go search on YouTube, and now he can back test it against you or on Google. It's always nice to ask somebody who understands. You know, just be got denied for my verification. Unbelievable. I just gave the answer, Brett. While you were too busy commenting in a negative fashion, you missed the answer. I showed him the engulfing candle, and I even drew it in there. You know, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We want to be supportive in the comments instead of making it sound like somebody can't ask the question. That's not what I do here. I want people to ask the question. I want people to not leave the answer unasked. That's it. The only stupid question is the one left unasked, in my opinion. So, but I understand what you're saying, Brett. The information's out there. So if we're going like Brett said, we can simply go to Google, and I agree. And we can go and look at an engulfing candle. But then you're going to also have to know, like, then you're going to have to look at the long leg doji and then like an engulfing candle. You're going to want this candle to engulf the previous one to the top side. But then even if you look at this from the perspective we're at now, there can be a bunch of different ways, but you see how these are evening stars. So there's so many different ways you can look at this. But simply what I was saying, the easiest way to look at this, for a newbie especially, is if you get a pattern like this, and you see a long leg doji, because that's what it is, and like I said, evenly squeezed top to bottom on the wicks, this should squeeze flat. The fact it's up a little higher means that it could close bullish. But to close bullish, we're going to want to see an engulfing wick like this. When it closes, what the hell is it doing here? We want to see an engulfing candle. I don't know what it's doing. But we want to see this filled in, right? We want to see an engulfing candle to the top side. All the pressure in the world pushing up. But, you know, we don't know if it's going to happen. But that's what we want. We just don't want to see it squeezing down. But there's some optimism here for XLM in the 4-hourly. Only because of where it's at right now. Now, does it have 33 minutes to come down? It sure does. But right now being up at 13.8 is very interesting. That's very interesting. So, if you guys did make it here until the end, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. I'm going to end this here so that my voice doesn't go berserk. I've had a lot of fun on this live this evening. It absolutely flew by. XDC's up to 5.06 cents, looking pretty good. We need to do this back test consolidation. We did come all the way up to our target from yesterday. Does anybody realize? We talked about the 5.5 resistance, and I even drew it out like that to signify what I thought could be happening last night. It's doing exactly what we thought was happening, because we didn't think we would just break out of there, because we were honest as a group last night. We're very honest here. Because we said, even if it comes up here, that should be a bullish handle, and you could end up like that. Does anybody remember last night in the bullish setup? So, hopefully that's what's playing out here. If it is for XDC, we got a nice bounce coming. But look for that 493 support to try to hold. We're trying to hold that 493 support here. And DGB, my baby. DGB's right to the uptrend we talked about yesterday. I mean, and it was up here. We said once it hits the resistance, if it doesn't break out, we hit the uptrend. We're not going to be fooled here. If it breaks that, then you got to come all the way down. But right now, this is your chance to get back up and then break out eventually. If you break out right here without breaking down, gives us a target up there at about 2.1. What is this? 2.163 on a breakup. On a breakdown, the good news is we already know. If we broke down, because you'd have to come all the way down here and break down, you're coming down here somewhere to about 0.063. But that's on this whole thing broke down, and it's just, I don't anticipate that right now. So, just consider everything I've said during this live with XRP as I'm walking out here. If we fall below the 627, 62.7 cents, that's bearish. But it's not a pattern breakdown until we break down and officially lose that around 59.9 cents. That's when you could start invalidating the inverted head and shoulders. Anything shy of that, you could come down and correct. We could come down to 612 to the bottom of that rising channel, which would be completely expected. And now that we broke down out of that, what looks like an ascending triangle, it doesn't just look like it, it is. This is absolutely ascending triangle it formed yesterday. And we put it up here just so we know from a technical perspective. And let me put it back up. Whoops. Let me put it back up here before I leave. But from a technical perspective, we're just assuming it breaks down there or it breaks down here, wherever you assume it. But it does come down to that area. So I would not be surprised if it broke down there and tried to garner some more support. And just remember, if this inversion fails, the overriding head and shoulders will... What the hell is that? The overriding head and shoulders will, the marker came out. The overriding head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder will absolutely play down, and we will retest this handle support here at 50 cents. Don't be fooled any way this pattern goes. Live with it in the moment. Watch it in the moment. But don't be fooled, because in the end of the day, in this cup and handle, we could absolutely come down to 50 cents at any moment if we're below 62.7 cents. So just remember that. And as far as XRP Healthcare goes, for anybody who stuck around until the end, is anybody in here in XRP Healthcare with us? And do you now see what I talk about every single day with the fact that XRP is the main, but you better start watching on the ledger for things that are sleeping giants. I've talked about this, and what have I said for the last 9 days? You talk about it at the right time, right before I move up, and it garners excitement. Does anybody understand, like, what I did here with this? I'm not making a prediction, but what did I say? I didn't talk about it for 7 months, but you better listen now 9 days ago. Did I not? Just 9 short days ago when I started buying it. From 1.9 up, my average is about 2.44, 2.48, somewhere in there. But we said, this is on the verge of a breakout. And I said, like, a lot of people worry about one thing, but look, we are already up in 9 days, not even 64%. 64%. That's insane. What we found here on the ledger as well. This one means more to me. This is from the ledger. It's not, and I see a lot of people perpetrating bullshit, and I'm not going to allow it. I've seen it in other communities, and it really disappointed me when I seen it. They are saying XRP Healthcare is affiliated by Ripple itself. It is not. It's not. This has nothing to do with Ripple. This is an entity that was able to do what it's doing and try to capitalize on a $31.7 trillion market by 2031 and the digital healthcare / pharmacies because of the XRP ledger, not because of Ripple. Ripple doesn't endorse it. Ripple doesn't have any share. Ripple doesn't promote this. It's not affiliated with it in any way. This is a separate entity on the ledger, but one that has a purpose. I'm telling you, we're going to find what we're going to do here in the next up to 28. We're going to be millionaires. I'm not even going to say it because we've already built so much that if you haven't been following since 21, it seems crazy. But the wealth I've put together on my own personal life since 21 by trading and then building into metals after and selling out of bull markets and not buying back until this bear market was the bottom and now riding it out again. It's unbelievable. It's like rinse and repeat, but now I'm seasoned. I understand what's going on deeply in the ledger. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about. Who's still here? Who's still here? When they were talking about what's going on, staking XRPH on their website. Okay, that is pretty cool. I'm going to look at that right now when I get off of here. The Gatman, I'm glad I got my XRPH. Thank you, Tom. You are welcome, my friend. Tanja says, I love an XRPH. See, this is what I like to see. I'm going to see some of these other comments. But who talked about the one on Stellar? SHX, are you still here? If you're still here, we're going to go over this very quickly. I know most of the people are going to leave, but I don't care. We're going to do our due diligence because that's how it's done. JW says, Jewel rules that always. Yes, she does. Hashtag be better, do better in the comments as well. As Mark said, if you make it till the end, and a few others have said, I appreciate it. Let's see. XRP Healthcare is going to change. I believe it is, the gap, man, and we're in so early. This is what it means to be in early. Not because we bought it at 15 or 20 cents and it was early because you're 7 months ago. No. The misillusion is getting in early is just a time. No, getting in early doesn't mean you bought it when you had the first opportunity. Getting in early means in a bear market or when it finally comes to the appropriate price, you got in when everybody else didn't want it. And now when everybody starts to like it, sure. You know how many more people I could convince to buy it today? Now it's up 41% that didn't buy it 9 days ago when it was down 68%. Can you believe that? By the way, we're less than 7/10 of a penny from being up, or not even. We're less than 3.5 tenths of a penny from being up 1x already. And I'm not saying I'm not buying more because I buy them daily. But what I have to wait for now, obviously, if it's up 40%, I'm going to have to find its next. Man, this looks fucking. And that's just on MEXC. If you look at it from the grand scale, this. Oh. And I knew we were getting a great deal on MEXC when we had that little wick up there. Because somebody had an overzealous buy. And then it gave us such an opportunity here. Ooh, dog. It gave us such an opportunity. Man, oh man. This is going to be one we look back on years from now and say, holy shit. Holy smokes. We haven't done nothing yet. But it's always nice to see that. When the rest of the market's having problems, isn't it nice to have one of them that's just absolutely blowing the numbers today? And as sure as I stand here, we could be down tomorrow. But I'll tell you something. It is so nice when you can find something within the infrastructure that. And then real quick, I wanted to go over SHX. Ooh. Gatman, excellent price. That's an excellent price. What made me get into XRP? Jack, are you asking me? It kept popping up when I was years and years ago. I kept hearing about XRP within a lot of conspiracy researchers I was doing what they not necessarily a global reset, but with a transfer from digital to or from paper to digital. Like we were gonna switch the system, but not I wasn't thinking what everybody thought that it was gonna be the world hub for money. I think it's a liquidity hub, and I've always thought that. So like the banks can use it as a liquidity hub, and that's why it's going through what it's going through. So it always piqued my interest from the standpoint of I could send my money and get charged a fraction of the price of Bitcoin to send my money from point A to point B. I just didn't know about all the other blockchains, so I thought that the cross-border payments initially was the big deal, which it's not. It has nothing to do with why I bought it. Why I have it now as zero. The cross-border payments, anything that sends money from Michigan to another country is cross-border. That's just how it is. How Swift is cross-border with how lazy as it is. But XRP, it's the utility behind it, not and the ledger and the RPCA, the Ripple Protocol Consensus Algorithm, is big to me. There's a lot of things that don't meet the eye. Why I started buying XRP, and I can tell you for a fact I hold it for zero reason because of cross-border payments. Whenever I say an influencer say you should buy XRP for cross-border payments, I know I shouldn't listen to them. Sorry if that's your favorite influencer, but that's the truth. It honest to God, it is. If you're buying XRP for cross-border payments, you could buy 1,000 other ones like Algo and XLM and all of them. It's just, and some of them do it just as quickly. So us to say they don't is bullshit, and they do it just as cheaply. So it's not that, it's what it has to hold. It's the whole thing in itself. Like there's more than meets the eye to me when it comes to Ripple, and I've dissected this thing like you wouldn't believe. The exchange of value, yes, indeed. That goes all back to the store of value or the liquidity hub. Absolutely, that's a better way of putting it. See, that's beautiful. The exchange of value is the perfect way to put it. That's how I'm going to say it from now on. The exchange of value. You're 100% correct. Man, honestly, this might have an opportunity lining up here. I mean, yeah, we could get a little correction here in time, but there's something possibly lining up here. Sorry, I'm taking my due diligence here because look at this. We're in the expansion zone, damn it. Again. And this is to break up to resistance now. This doesn't mean we're breaking out. This means we're going to have a retest of resistance if we break out from here. Look when you bring this into the short term. Look where this I love doing this, by the way. I love dissecting these patterns. If you break up properly, look at this breakout. You know, now that XRP Healthcare started going up, I'm going to look at something real quick to see if it meets my fundamental desire. That's a 40% move, and it's still well under a penny right now. Wow. It's come up so far, man. Wow. And see, this is where it makes it interesting. It makes it interesting because we are either expanding out of here for a massive breakout. Because if we break out officially, and this actually has let's just be honest, if this has a real breakout, we'll go from here. We'll measure it here. This is lower than it even needs to be. If this has a real breakout here, and this would come from up here somewhere, so we'll just speculate it's here into the future. I mean, there's an opportunity. That's an opportunity presenting itself. And you know what? I'll be honest. This is actually probably risk to reward. Eight o'clock should help us stop the momentum very good. It stopped it real quick. Where could a consolidatory tug be here real quick? Ooh. We might still have some room here. Honestly, we might still have some room here. If we can get over, if you see a hold here at any time of 866, 0086 cents, if you see a hold here at any time, we've got a shot here to break up to 1-1 very quickly. There's still room here. The only thing we're trying to do is invalidate, which we're trying to do right now is as a head and shoulders pattern. Straight up can be a left shoulder, boom, make a little bit of noise for a right shoulder and come down, maybe. But I don't know, that doesn't look like it. This looks like a beautiful consolidation. And if it starts swinging up, holy smokes. Ba-boom, 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 ba-bam, ba-bam. Higher, that's a higher low. That's a higher low. That is a higher low, that form. Look at this. This is 100% a higher low. Marie, you're doing fantastic with it. Wow, 139 people are watching right now. Even watching this. So what do we think? That, for anybody who asked what an engulfing candle is, by the way, if you're still here, Miev, that is the essence of an engulfing daily candle right there. That is huge. And it almost looks like it's trying to put in an inverted hammer there as well. Those are very bullish setups. We could have invalidated a bearish thesis there in the daily, big time. Man, I almost wish this was a day ago. But technically, a lot of people will try to buy the breakout at 0086. So for the ones who are here right now, yay or nay? Just like I used to ask you with XRP Healthcare, I want to know your opinion. Would you buy into this now and buy it? And then after, buy in every single day until we confirm the breakout. And let's just say we break out. For me, if you're buying it from here, you buy it in this entire structure. So if you're going to buy it here, you have to buy it here, and you have to buy it here at 1 cent. So basically your buying window would be somewhere around 008 down to 0066 and all the way up to around 011. At 1.1 cents, you would cut it off and then let this play the way it does when you have a confirmed breakout. Right now, the opportunity to buy, if you think this is going to break out especially, is you buy in this range. Anywhere in here, and then you reap the rewards on a breakout. And then the logic is if you're buying the same amount in here, well, if it breaks down, well, you can just continue to expand in every single week. And where it's at, and then if you had something like that, because, you know, we also have to watch that if we did break down. I've seen these, but I don't know. I kind of think that there's an opportunity right there if you want to start. Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm an idiot. So what do I know? YouTube has blurred my charts. No, that can't be. You're going to have to reset your YouTube because I can see it on mine. Fortunately. I would reset yours, my friend. So let's see. So let's go to my friend MEXC. Let's go to my friend MEXC. SHX is not on MEXC. That sucks. Let's see. SHX is not on my other exchange. BITUNIX. SHX is not on any of my exchanges. Maybe Uphold. So there you go. There you go. On one of my exchanges, it practically has everything, and it doesn't have Stronghold, really. I'm surprised, honestly. I am surprised. That's actually very disappointing. How can it not have that? I'm actually surprised. Huh. I'm looking on MEXC right now. It is not on there. I was looking under spot on MEXC. That is a true shame. They make it quite difficult for a lot of things for us in the USA, I swear. I swear they do. Let's see. Because I know I seen it somewhere where I can trade. I know I did. I guess I didn't. It's not on any of the exchanges that I just pulled up. It's on Lobster. Interesting. Only on Coinbase, somebody said as well. Well, that explains why I never bought it before when people were talking about it. There's always a reason behind things, most of the time. That's a good reason why. But all right, we'll keep looking. I've saved this on my list. This is not an XRP market cap or micro cap coin, but I'm going to keep it on here for the ones who like it. Keep watching XRP Healthcare for an opportunity here. Because per exchange, you should get an opportunity of people that are going to take some profit. Something doesn't just go up 41% in one day and people don't take profits, remember. Or 68% in, 6-7 days. So, bit true, but that's not available for me in the USA. Bitmart, not available for me in the USA as a new user. I tried both of them for XRP Healthcare initially for the audience. But anyhow, everybody, I got to go. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Thank you all so much. Coinbase Wallet has the Ethereum version of SHX. Interesting. Very interesting.